Hi guys, we believe that experience is wiser than success. We believe that growing, sustaining, surviving phase of a model's career is much more important than success itself. Here we are launching our own show, interview session, Coffee with Model, for the one who are deserving but were not invited by Grewals, Nahatas, Johars. Of course, they are big mommies and daddies of this industry and they are not concerned about growing phase of a model's career. We invite you to share your EAT, which is your expertise, advice, tips for success for the one who are looking for the career in Bollywood industry. Outsider, they don't value it much because they don't know what it takes to even survive in this industry. Your survival till now is an achievement in itself. As our tagline says, fame your name. We have got very famous, ultra gorgeous Khushnumaa Jamandar with us today. She's been a model, successfully worked for many designers. She transitioned from an actor to an anchor now. And she hosts many shows for Comic-Con, Marvel Studios, Sony, and many more channels. And it's my privilege once again to host Khushnumaa, aka Khushi Jamandar, on Coffee with Models. Fame your name.
Hello.
Hi Khushi.
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Great, super. Okay, so let me explain you the format of the show. It is a very rapid show, a very informal show. We'll have 3 rounds. One is we'll ask about your personal life, then about your professional life and career, and third is going to be the current affairs.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we will check your awareness also on the
Sure.
current
Alright.
trends. I want you to be absolutely informal, genuine and warm, because it will help our audience to relate to it and learn from your lifestyle.
Yes, that's right.
Shall we start?
Of course, can't wait.
First question is, what kind of person you feel you are currently in the industry? I'm sure you have an option or an opinion for yourself. So my options are, you feel you are smart, you feel you are dumb, you feel you are smartest, and D, you are the dumbest.
I think I'm smart. I can safely say that I'm smart. I would not call myself smartest because my journey hasn't ended as yet. It's still on, and I'm sure that I have lots to learn. Although the kind of person I am, honestly, I would not say that even till I reach my grave saying I'm the smartest, because I believe you keep learning. Till you die, life is going to teach you something or the other, and it's an ongoing process. So I would not go towards smartest, but I think I can safely call myself smart.
Mm-hmm. I love this expression of yourself because one, it conveys your confidence,
Right.
and second, there is still to achieve, to learn.
Yes.
That humility is also
Yes,
there.
and especially in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
They say that it's very easy for a person to accept success, but it's very difficult for a person to accept rejection, fall down, and then stand up again with the same confidence, even more, saying, you know what, this didn't work out, I will achieve more, I will achieve bigger, let's go ahead. And because I have lived that kind of a life, 10 years is a part of your life. More than 10 years, I would like to say, is a huge part of your life. And then every single day when you have faced rejections, because, fortunately or unfortunately, I do not know, because we do not come with a tag or, a surname in the industry. And it's very, very difficult for people who are nobody to become somebody. I have been into ramp modeling more. So today when every single choreographer knows my name or recalls me as a good model, I think that is something that I've achieved in those 10 years. Even strangers used to be like, is that you? That is a very different feeling when, you are somewhere and somebody recognizes you, looking at you at a hoarding saying, is that you? Hence I said that, that strength and confidence of facing a rejection, standing back again, and then saying, I will achieve more. That is something that the industry teaches you. Obviously, it takes a lot of time, for sure.
Great. What's your opinion on the favorable surnames? Since you mentioned it.
Yeah, so I I would not saying that I want to be politically correct. I had never been that, and when you're a very straightforward person.
We want you to be as honest as possible.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
this show is all about.
And hence I appeared on the show because I love the format. Because there are how many shows are exactly actually there in the industry who say that just speak your heart. You do not need to be politically correct. You do not need to even think. I honestly wasn't even told. It's a complete impromptu show. I do not even know the kind of questions you're going to shoot towards me. But all I know is, and I was so happy. I was so happy when I was invited because as a, at least somewhere, somewhere if I can make a difference even to that one model, who walks into this city of dreams called Mumbai and says that I want to achieve this, but then people are putting me down by saying I won't be able to achieve it. If by watching my interview, even that one model, gets that inspiration saying, if she could do it, even I can do it. That's all that I wanted, and this show gives that opportunity. So I feel really privileged to be invited on the show, and I'm going to be as honest as possible. I cannot be politically correct because as a person also I'm a very straightforward person. I'll just tell you what I feel. So, when now you are, asking me, I will just tell you, I will not take a side whether it's right or wrong. I would say they are privileged, good for them if they are privileged. But the only thing is, people like us suffer, because there are so many times when you come across certain so-called famous actors, actresses, and because you have been through those stages of going for auditions and standing in the line for 2 to 3 hours, obviously there is a frustration built up. You are just like, okay, you know what? If she was in that audition line with me and she didn't have this surname, they would probably send her back. They would not even qualify her to give her the script. But today, because she has a so-called surname, she is the star. So I think that is where it's unfair. We do not say that it is their fault that they are born with that surname, but then don't just neglect, ignore the other talent that is, waiting to be launched, waiting to show the world that they are equal or even better to them. Just because there is some celebrity daughter, son ready in the line to be launched does not mean that you do not give any chance to the people who have really put in years of hard work. So that is all I can say. I mean, I would not say it's right or wrong, but then it's unfair. Is all
Smart and honest. Super. I really loved it.
Thank you.
So I'm moving to question number 2, which is, which actress is your favorite? Why we are asking an actress or an anchor to talk about her favorite actress? Because iski sadi ki chamkar, meri sadi.
Exactly.
You got it, right?
Yes. So, and we want the maximum attention, right, towards the show, so I can completely get it. I completely get it.
We really want you to go through some, exploration within yourself.
Yes, very true. No, actually, it's great because, it just allows me to be very outspoken and honest, and I would love it if, someday those actresses actually go through our show and video and, they feel appreciated, because I think everyone, be it a person or an actor with a tag or without a tag, who does not like appreciation? Everyone wants and needs appreciation. So even if it is from a nobody or somebody, appreciation is ultimately appreciation, right? So to answer your question, I have 2 actually, since I am from the fashion industry. So I have to have a personal favorite actress who's been the fashion icon, and I do not believe there is anyone who's been more stylish than her. And I'm sure our audiences, especially the women, must have guessed already when I say.
Building it up so greatly that I'm sure whenever she listens to it, she's going
Perks
to.
of an anchor. So and I'm sure women, the moment I said she's the most stylish we have in the industry, must have known. She's also been the style icon, and she is known for her fashion all around Asia. So I'm talking about none other than Sonam Kapoor. And in terms of acting, starting from from basically being nobody to really, going through flops and hits and misses and, still being the best in the industry today is Deepika Padukone. So I really, really love her, and I'm sure many people in the industry like her.
Kushi, my next question is, did you face casting count?
That's a very
Knowingly or unknowingly, ever?
Both. I would have to answer both, and both were very interesting experiences. But I only, अगर आप पूछोगे हुआ क्या तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, but I only learned a lot. I only learned a lot, and since I told you I'm smart, so luckily my smartness worked back then, and I was able to nicely skip out of it. And what I gained was experience. So yeah.
Any tip for our viewers?
I would only say सुनी सुनाई बातों पे मत जाइए और अपनी अक्ल लगाइए for sure क्योंकि I think obviously be smart, don't land yourself into any troubles, but go through something, or even you would want to try something, only do it if you have the smartness to do it, or smartness to handle any kind of situation and skim your way through it, out of it. Otherwise don't land up into any kind of trouble. But yes, experiences are very important in life, so don't believe what people say. Go, get your hands on it, and then decide for yourself. That's all I can say.
Great, super. Question number 4.
Yeah.
How you did your very first assignment? How did it happen?
How did that happen? Okay, so I'm going to take 2 minutes extra for that, but I'm going to be very quick about it. But because it's very close to my heart, I wasn't a very, you can say, people, when you usually ask this question, they're like, अरे मुझे तो 6 साल की उम्र से पता था कि मुझे actor बनना है, या मुझे 6 साल की उम्र से पता था मुझे model बनना है. With me, it was never the case because I was a tomboy in school. And that transition really may happened when my mother zabardasti took me for a fun and fair. I ended up, अब वो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा if I tell you how I ended up participating in a beauty pageant. But what is interesting is I ended up winning it.
Wonderful.
So yeah, so then when the day I wore that crown and I thought अगर इस बंदे वाली शक्ल में और सूरत में and everything, like all I had was my confidence and my brains, right? Like they were crowning for the first time, they were crowning based on your brains and how well you talk. And when I ended up winning that pageant is when I realized that, okay, you know what, if in this shape I can do it, maybe this is my true calling and maybe I can do it. So I still remember my first assignment was again when people told me, ye nahi ho payega. With your kind of principles intact, this is not going to happen. So my very first assignment was I got a photo shoot with Dabu Ratnani, who does not know him. So I got a photo shoot with him, free of cost. I did not have to pay anything. Only and only on the basis of talent and good looks. That's all he was searching for. That was a hunt that he was doing. And he was picking his own fresh faces who, according to him, are worth making a name in the industry. So I won that contest and I was very happy and I got the chance to work with him. And immediately after that portfolio, I got my first assignment, for which it was a hoarding shoot all over India. And it was released in like almost, I do not know, every state possible. And it was a hoarding shoot for Stay Free. So I was that girl. So yeah, that was my first assignment. I can never forget it. And that was the day when I was like, this is my jawab to everybody who said, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. So yeah.
हमने कर दिखाया.
कर दिखाया. With your principles intact. So, yeah.
Super. So you have achieved good things. But my question is, do you think you will make it further big? Being positive is a different thing.
Yeah.
But practically, with your experience in industry now, what is your gut feeling? I mean, will you make it real big, the way you are looking at it?
Okay, so I'm not a girl who's afraid at trying new opportunities, but I would say giving the fashion industry 10 years of my life and touch wood achieving everything that I wanted to as a model. I'm not saying, when every model starts off, she's like, oh, I want to be a known name, I want to be on every single hoarding. I'm not saying that because it's very difficult to achieve all of that. That's a different ballgame altogether. But on the basis of my talent, whatever I've achieved in these 10 years, I'm happy with it. The only thing is I've taken a transition from a model, I've become an anchor, and that is where I really, really believe that I can make it big. So anchoring is somewhere I really, I know where I have to reach. It's still, you can say it's a process that I'm going through. And I'm happy where I am, but I know there's a long way to go. So if I have to make it big, I want to make it big in the anchoring industry.
Super, and you're already on your way.
Yes.
Super. Khushi, which is your biggest achievement so far professionally?
So professionally, modeling, there have been many. If I have to compare, then I would say anchoring it has really blown my mind away. And this was when I became the official main stage anchor for Comic Con. So Comic Con, I'm sure many people must be knowing, it's an international comic exhibition that happens in India since the past 6 to 7 years. And since the past 4 years, I am their official main stage anchor, and I represent brands like AXN and Sony Pix. So that is where you are, facing an audience of almost 2,000 to 3,000 people. It's a live stage, and I think I always say anchors cannot be made; they are born. It has to be inborn in you to be an anchor. Otherwise, you just can't teach someone anchoring. Is what I have known, of all my experiences. And when I have those audiences, the moment you step down from stage, so ये basically मेरा Bollywood का सपना था, where I become a top actress and लोग autograph मांगने आ रहे हैं, वो सपना anchoring ने पूरा किया मेरा. तो basically जब Comic Con हुआ, they weren't bothering के वो कोई actor या actress है क्या stage पे. The way I anchored and the way they had fun at Comic Con, the moment I stepped down from the stage, they were running for autographs, selfies, and they remember you as an anchor. And I'm not even kidding you, every year I have these Instagram DMs coming in, before every Comic Con saying, Khushi, we are specially coming for your segment, so we hope that you're anchoring Comic Con again. So I think that is my biggest achievement, and as an anchor, that stage is very prestigious. So yeah, being the anchor for Comic Con has been my biggest achievement.
Super. So, Khushi, where do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 as an actor, anchor, or as a model?
Wow, okay. Where do I rate myself? Alright. As a model, I don't want to sound very boastful, but as a model, very humbly, I would say 10, because I do not feel that there is anything that I have underachieved in these 10 years of modeling that I have given myself. When it comes to anchoring, I would still say I'm on a 7 and 8, because as I told you, I have higher platforms to reach, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot and maybe even become more and more better. So I think reaching that 10 is a long way to go for me. So these two industries specifically is a 10 and a 7, 8, you can say.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Tell me, do you believe in sugar daddies?
That's a very controversial question.
Give me your honest answer.
Hats off to Coffee with Models for even asking that.
You have option to skip it.
No, I would not like to skip it. I would not like to skip it. And no, I do not believe in the concept of sugar daddies. I do not want to elaborate on it. But as a person, I completely believe you do not need their Sahara to reach anywhere. Second, it's absolutely a personal choice. You either want to have them or you don't want to have them. It's entirely up to you. It's not mandatory to have them.
Even for survival, if...
No. Yeah.
Good. Khushi, what do you think? What works more in the industry, luck or hard work?
I would say both are simultaneous. You cannot pick one, because it is true, it's always said about this industry, case industry where 99% luck chalta hai और 1% तुम्हारा talent होता है. It's always said like that. Alright, but if you are asking me, it's very subjective, because for me, I have always placed hard work way above luck. Because luck is something, yeah, you might have it, you might not have it. But आपके पास एक short चीज क्या है? Your own will and hard work. So at least that is something you can work along with and achieve what you want to. Luck hai, so good for you. Nahi hai, so you have to slog and you have to. So I would always put hard work way above luck.
Super. And it's a smart way of thinking, because that's the thing which you have control of.
Exactly.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Tell me, how much time do you think you will give to yourself to have that dream big role on big screen in any art form?
I would say I would like to give myself 5 more years to reach where I want to reach, because I have my goals set. As I told you, I'm already working my way towards it, and it's a process. But I think I would easily give myself 5 more years to achieve what I want to achieve.
Since it's a journey anyways, why, though I'm asking it,
Yeah.
but still having a different opinion? Why you do not want to pursue it further and longer?
Oh, so that is honestly, isn't that the sad part about being a woman? It is, sooner or later, even if you're career oriented, you can still nullify your shadi point. It's like the family, the moment you're very successful and the family feels, oh, you know what, you are at that stage, ab bahut ho gaya na, you've achieved your dreams, you've done this, you've done so much of work, abhi shadi karo, settle ho. So, I'm not against all of that, but it's just that when you're a career oriented girl, you also do want to, I'm not saying I don't want to settle, but then as a woman, you also have your biological clock ticking. You know that if you want a family, you need to settle down and there will be a break, right? Irrespective, if you go the family way, there is going to be a break. So hence, I give myself those 5 years, because when you have to reach a certain goal, you cannot be having these little roadblocks in between. So once you reach a stage and you know that now I can easily afford to take a break and then bounce back. So don't take me wrong, I definitely don't want to stop working after a point of time. I would want to work as long
That's
as
what I wanted to ask, but
Yeah.
could you answer?
So it's just that, being a woman, there are certain restrictions that, just naturally come along your way. And you have to plan it. So hence, this is a sort of a planning that I have in my life. But yeah, definitely want to work as long as I can.
Super. Kushi, you are a very efficient professional and a celebrity for us.
Thank you. I thank Koffee with Models for that.
Thank you. However, I would like to know about your experience with a celebrity, a star, or a person with a surname, as you mentioned.
Okay.
Your experience with working with him or her, and please don't tell me he was humble, she was down to earth.
Yeah.
I mean, we want honest answer.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. The question you asked me, that did I have the opportunity to work with someone? Yes, I did. And I would take his name, the biggest Khan of Bollywood, and none other than Shah Rukh sir. So I had the opportunity to work with him, and this was my very first gig as an anchor. So I still remember that I was working as an anchor with Simi. They had hired me, and it was for his team KKR, and the event was at Sahara Star. And it was my first, and I was very young, and I did not know that, mid-show I will have to introduce SRK on stage, and it was like an impromptu just thrown to me, which was an amazing learning experience as in the life of an anchor, I would say. But, there were so many questions, right, going on in my head as a very young anchor, saying, oh my God, if I don't introduce him right, he's going to throw a fit at me, or he'll throw a tantrum or whatever. So to cut it short, there was nothing like that. He in fact came on stage and appreciated an anchor like me who was nobody. And still, just like you, I had that notion in my head, yeah, star hai na, to abhi audience ke samne to karega hi, because people are going to say, oh, kitna humble hai, kitna down to earth hai. So I was still not, believing it. Not saying people might have different experiences with him, but I'm just, sharing my experience. And after that, I had the opportunity to get invited to his caravan. We had coffee for almost 2 hours. We had dinner together. Then I have worked with him for almost, you can say 2 years, where I was handling all of his brand endorsements around India. So we used to travel together. We used to travel together, and he is so humble with the team he works with. That is what I would say. With the team he works with, how he is with the other people, or the other part of the world or the other part of the industry, I have no clue. But hence again I say, superstars have their own choices. They make choices as to kiske saath kaise behave karna hai. So in my eyes, he was like the most humble actor, and I used to think that he's the Khan of Bollywood. How is he still like that? But then yet again, we were a part of his team. So that was a good experience. I would always want to keep that experience with me, saying, he's the most humblest superstars I know. And one other person whose name I would not take is a very, very famous rapper. And, people have this notion about him that he's very humble, he's very down to earth, because that is the trajectory that they have when they judge shows, and people get an idea saying, oh, you know what, so humble. That's not true, because, I've also worked with an event industry as an HR head, and when I had to organize his concert, the kind of ordeal, I cannot tell you, the kind of ordeal me and my team had to go through, तो immediately तब मेरे दिमाग में क्या है यार SRK के भी इतने नखरे नहीं है जितने उसके, so that kind of a thing, so
it is a great learning for the viewer who are there. I mean, it is not where do you reach, it is important, but how do you reach and how do you sustain?
Exactly.
That is also equally
exactly, and hence the experiences in life, and hence sharing them on Coffee with Models, because
Yes.
it is very important that people, what is the aim of the show? The aim of the show is basically, it's very, very kind of you guys to even call people like us, and we feel appreciated because we know that finally we can become a voice, for somebody who might need an inspiration someday.
And as a show, Coffee with Model, we firmly believe that experience is greater than a destination itself, which is known as success or whatever. You are successful, in a great manner, and your experience will definitely help someone out there, listening to you. Thank you.
I hope so.
Khushi, let me congratulate you. You were having an option to skip the questions in earlier rounds, which I didn't share, but
That is so unfair! Oh my god, you just went on asking me.
I will be very honest with the format of the show now.
Okay.
You've got two choices. Choice number one, I'll ask you questions from my cards,
Right.
and you can skip alternatively. Maybe 5 out of 11 you can answer.
Oh,
And
okay.
you have got the other choice, which is we are having these slips,
Alright.
and there are 11 questions, and you can answer any 8.
8.
Yes.
So if I pick up the chits, then I answer 8. And
Yes.
with you, I can skip and
Only
I have an
5.
option.
I'm very
Very nice. What an option. You're just playing it so safe.
Or you
but
can
okay.
answer all the 11 here, all the 11 there.
No, I think I will go with the previous one where I can have the liberty to skip, since I have been a very, very nice, talkative celebrity or whatever, guest or whatever you want to call me, but I have been very talkative. So I think I'll go with that option where I can even skip.
Okay, shoot. So since I'm honored to ask you the questions, I'm putting it
Sure.
here. What made you feel inspired about Bollywood?
I think the very wish and dream of being famous, people knowing you, and you leaving your name and people remembering you even after you die. Basically leaving your mark even after you go and doing some incredible work in the society. So that is what inspired me towards Bollywood.
Wonderful. Your dream date with any Bollywood actor?
Wow, you're asking all these spicy questions, I must say.
You can skip it.
No, I would not like to skip this, because if that actor is listening, then you never know. So dream date in Bollywood would be with Siddharth Malhotra. I really, really like that actor, and I would definitely be feeling at the top of the world and privileged to have a dream date with him.
And if he's listening,
Yeah.
what kind of ambience, decor?
Okay, so Siddharth Malhotra has always been that romantic chocolate boy image, he's always gotten that. So I think a perfect date setup, where it's by the pool, a dinner by the pool, a candlelight dinner by the pool with, roses all around, balloons all around. That's ishq, love kind of a thing.
Great. So this I ask for you people who are here and want to know more about Khushi. जान के तो बहुत खुशी हो रही होगी. Anyways, go on.
So that is the dream date that I envision. And Siddharth Malhotra, if you're listening, please.
Good. Okay, so my next question is, do you believe friendships are real in this industry, or there are friendships for benefits?
Okay, that is
Your
a funny
laugh
question.
says something.
That is a very funny question, because
And I've got options also to make it further more.
please, I would prefer options.
So, I mean, options are not about, the friendship or friendship or benefits. But if your answer is there are no real friendships and there are friendship or benefits could be A, money, B, contacts or influence, C, fun and sex. And this is an honest show.
You want an honest answer?
Yes.
All of the above. It is all of the above. I cannot pick one. I cannot pick friendship for money, because that is required in the industry. Obviously, it's required. The so-called sugar daddy concept that you told me, you need finance in the industry, right? You need a lot of money. So friendships for money, for sure, and the other two options obviously go hand in hand. So it's all of the above. You should have had the fourth option saying all of the above, or
So
none of the above.
we'll add it now.
Yeah,
so,
so-
but you believe that there is no real friendship.
No real friendships in this industry. Coming out as raw and as honest as possible, I might be hated by some people.
You will be
but-
appreciated by many.
Well, I hope so. That is the aim. But yeah, no real friendships in the industry, for sure.
I got it. Khushi, I want you to share any major personal struggle of your life.
Okay, so this is personal. Would definitely, when you say personal, for me, it's always my parents. And I think the most difficult part of my journey was when I was at the peak of my modeling career. I was also pursuing my higher studies. I'm an MBA in marketing and HR. So I was doing my MBA, and luckily I was already 6-7 years down in the modeling industry, where I was doing back-to-back ramp shows, so I had to travel, right? Like I had a ramp show at least twice a week, and I was traveling. So during that time, my mom was diagnosed with a very life-threatening disease, and being the only child in the family, I was at a stage where I was like, okay, my career is going so great, my education is going so great. But when the only child of the family gets to know that for now your mother needs you, and you have no sibling, you have no godfather to take care of you or anything, how are you really going to manage? At that time, I was almost, at crossroads saying, should I leave the industry? Should I just stop everything? Because my mother needs me. But then yet again, it gets me back to, whatever I am today, it's because of my parents. Had I not gotten as supportive and as ambitious parents as them, that we want our daughter to be somewhere, to fulfill her dreams, her desires, her wishes, and the support, the family support that I got from them, I had to give it back, right? That was, so I believe that those entire 2 years, I could not focus obviously on my work.
So how did you overcome?
So basically, again, I would say my mom is a superhero. She is my superwoman, and even while she was going through everything, she always, pushed me and told me that, why am I living, and why am I going through these obstacles in life and struggles in life, and praying to God to give me more life, because I want to see you there. So today, if because I am struck with this disease, you will be constantly by my side and saying, "मैंने सब कुछ छोड़ दिया." After working so hard in the industry, and finally when you are in the middle, you've not even reached there. That you're just walking that path. You will leave everything. And how will that make me feel? So she was like, if you are my daughter and you can go through all these things, I am your mother. So I will go through this. I require you, yes, but more than that, I need you to stay strong and become stronger now and balance everything. You cannot just give up in life, One, ऐसे तो कितने hurdles आएंगे in your industry only. She at that time told me, in your industry only, you will face so many hurdles. So what are you going to do? Say I give up? So that's not my daughter. So hats off to her. She is my superwoman, and I could only overcome it because of her. So with God's grace, everything was fine. But those 2 years, I have to say, Kapil, were very, you can say I was losing my confidence, because, those fears as a model saying, out of sight, out of mind. Even for actors, out of sight, out of mind. I was constantly rejecting so many offers and shows because my mother needed me. I was sometime in the hospital, I could not board a flight the next day. So there were a lot of things that were going on, right? And when you are not at peace, you really cannot give your 200% at work. So at that time, I thought the better option is rejecting things. But then the fear is always there saying, now I'm doing this, but tomorrow when I will have to go back to the industry, will they accept me? Will I? Because people have their egos and attitudes, right? They'll be like, "क्यों? वैसे तो back to back reject कर रहे थे ना? अभी there are, like you say no, there are 200 people standing in the line, so we will take you." So going through that, my life was like a roller coaster, literally going down, then going up, then going down. So that was, I would say, the most difficult period of my life, managing my studies, my career, and the struggle I was going through with my personal life.
And here you are at Coffee
Yes.
with Models, sharing
Yes.
your experience and
Yes.
business with all those people out there.
Yeah.
तो जिंदगी में बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि लोग सिर्फ अपनी सक्सेस के बारे में बात करते हैं, अपनी इनसिक्योरिटीज, अपने चैलेंजेस के बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं. यहाँ खुशी ने जो अभी अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया, ये बताता है कि बहुत बार जब हमारी एम्बिशन में हम खो जाते हैं तो हमें मालूम नहीं होता कि और भी डायमेंशन है हमारी लाइफ में जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड लाइक हर मदर बीइंग द सोर्स ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ फॉर हर, एंड शी becoming a source of strength for her mother. That's what we need in our life, and that's what real richness and success and fulfillment is all about. Thank you so much, Khushi, for sharing this with us.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure indeed. And I would also like to add a message for the audience and viewers that, बहुत लोग मिलेंगे in life to, tell you that nothing is, oh, this won't happen, leave it, रहने दो, जाने दो, नहीं कर सकते तो घर वापस जाओ. There are a lot of people who would try to pull you down when you are at your lowest. At that time, gather that strength, gather that confidence in you, saying, I have fallen only to be more stronger. So gather that, always keep it in mind. And after my experience and sharing my experiences in life with you, I will only say, this is something I have been through. When you are down and when you are at your lowest, there will be thousands waiting there to pull you even more down and tell you, you know what, go back, pack your bags and go back. That is exactly the point where you need to tell your inner soul and your inner voice saying, you know what, this is going to happen because this happens with everybody. I have been pulled down, yes, but I have to become more stronger and have that confidence in yourself saying, ye hua na, because something bigger awaits me and I need to be more stronger. So nothing is impossible in this world. You just have to have it here and have faith in your hard work. That's all I would like to say.
Super, Khushi. I would like to congratulate you one more time because you didn't skip any of the questions.
Yes.
And I allow you to, ask one more coffee or anything else.
Okay. So, I don't want to go without, a fun element होता है. I'm very curious कि इन chicks में है क्या.
बहुत खतरनाक प्रश्न है उसके अंदर.
I think I have gained my credit and merit अभी तक कि ये लड़की हर सवाल का जवाब दे सकती है.
करोड़ों के खिलाड़ी हो आप.
So yes. So I think I would not want to go without picking up a chit and answering that question.
Please, go ahead.
I am going to do that. Should I mix it?
Yes.
Okay. Please,
Equally
please.
dangerous question.
Okay, please. An easy one for me. Okay. Are you going to
Hold on.
read it or am I supposed to read it?
I need to read it.
Okay. There you go. Hoping it's like a fabulous question. Drum roll.
Did you lie your family about something major happened in your life?
Oh Lord. Okay.
Tell me what was it? One of it.
Okay. So yeah, I do not know whether this will be a bummer for the audience because the audience must be, thinking, हाँ, अब निकलेगा. But the thing is, I'm sure by now, couple, even you know that I have always stood by this saying, if I didn't have this family, I would never be here. They are like the most supportive parents one child could ever wish for. And hence, I never had the reason to lie to them. In fact, there were points where, my friends or my colleagues just would be like, you don't go and tell your parents this, have you lost your head? And I was like, but my parents did not react that way. They were more than happy that I, shared it with them. So I have been brought up in that liberal background and I have, touch wood, never had the need to lie to them. So
Is this a lie?
That's not a lie. And you can see the honesty. Had I, and trust me, if there was a lie, it would come out today.
I completely trust you and your expression.
Yeah.
Super.
Thank you.
So, which takes us now to our next segment,
Okay.
which is current affairs.
Okay.
And there are going to be 5 questions, but again, since I'm very generous today, and you have done extremely well, so you can answer only 3 out of 5. Okay.
All
So
right.
here we go.
All right.
You believe in which political party in respect to Maharashtra? Hold on. I mean, A Congress, B BJP,
Skip करने का option
C
था ना?
NCP,
I
D
have the option
Shiv
of skipping, right? I have the option. of
Yes,
skipping.
yes.
Okay, next. I will skip this. Next.
Senna. Okay. Do you think Shehnaz Gill really loved Siddharth, or was it only a PR stunt?
So I would just follow my gut feeling again, because I believe you cannot answer these questions if you're not personally known to people. But according to whatever I have known, heard, or seen, and my gut feeling, I do not think it was a PR stunt. To me, the ordeal that woman has gone through, even for a while. See, today, just because she's successful and she's doing, so many things simultaneously, it's very easy for people to say, oh, you know what, this was all because she wanted to get famous or whatever.
I wanted you to share that because a lot of time people are insensitive towards people who are in glamour industry.
So true. Yeah. And the jealousy factor is very easily, triggered. So it's very easy for people to say, and trust me, coming from a person who could not reach there is a proof in itself that whatever I'm saying is from the heart. Because I think a woman can really know and sense when a woman has actually gone through an ordeal. Just because today her stars are favoring her, how do you know if it's not Siddharth's plea to, after going and, requesting God to actually give her what she wants in life? Because if there was love, I believe that even after dying, that does still exist, and I have seen the real pain. If it was for the cameras, if it was a publicity stunt, I do not feel I am in that position to comment on it. But if you ask my personal view, I feel it's real. I do not feel that it was a PR stunt or something.
I got it.
Yeah.
Is Virat Kohli a great player or Mahendra Singh Dhoni?
Okay, although I do not follow cricket much, but this is not.
And you anchored for KKR, huh?
Yeah. I was too young, and it was my first gig as an anchor. Can you blame me? And you still are very.
From being a cricket
young.
lover, I want you to follow it. That's why
I know, which I think I should, but maybe sometime later. But yeah, the names that you took, obviously, even a non-cricket follower knows these names, right? So yes, I do believe that Virat Kohli is a good player, and if I don't, my friends do follow, and we do talk. So yeah, I think he's done exceptionally well for the Indian cricket team, and I think he must be having his own goals too in life to achieve. So more power to him.
Khushi,
Yeah.
do you think prostitution should be made legal in India?
Are you going to give me any options or
Yes.
ask why or whatever?
Yes, no, skip.
Yes.
Why?
I knew the why is coming. I was like, oh, is it going to be so easy that you're just going to say a yes and it's going to be okay? Seeing the trend in other countries, and I think, whatever we have seen so far, whatever we read in, the newspaper, and whatever experiences, these particular women, I would not say that they choose this profession. Everybody has their own, shortcomings in life, and sometimes people choose, but sometimes people are forced to choose. But I would say that if in the international countries it can be made legal and people can still survive, and it's very harmonious. If you ask me, my only single thought process behind this getting legalized is maybe we might be able to see a reduction in rapes. Maybe. There is, it's now, if you go to discuss this, it's a very deep topic. But according to me, India, facing the kind of rapes we had in the country today, it's sad that, people talk about India saying, oh, soon it's going to be, the rape country in the world or whatever. We hear such nonsense, and obviously being an Indian, you are infuriated, saying, what the hell, and why are these things not being stopped? But then obviously there is always a system that needs to work towards solutions. It's very easy to blame the system, to blame the government, or to blame people, but you need to work towards it. So if you ask me, we are a country that more than any other country needs to legalize this. Maybe it will be for the better.
I appreciate your honest answer. मैं जानता हूँ कि इसमें different opinion generate हो सकती हैं. ये खुशी की personal opinion है, और साथ ही उस opinion के पीछे एक strong और pure why है. So I would appreciate people to listen from that angle. And that's what makes this show, Coffee with Model, very interesting. And that brings us to the part which is known as Eat. And Eat is not eating, it is your experience, advice and tips for the newcomers in this industry. You have great experience as a model.
Yeah.
So any experience, advice or tip for the newcomers which you like to share?
Okay, experience. I think experiences we've spoken about like too many. But yeah, to just talk about it in a nutshell, I would only say that my experience over a decade in the industry has taught me nothing is impossible. Always believe in yourself and your hard work. And लोगों की कहीं
सुनी बातों पे यकीन नहीं करें.
Yes, these three are the mool mantras I would say after my experience in the industry. Next is, you said, advice, right? So advice would only be this saying, follow your dreams, have the courage to follow them blindly and run behind them. And, make it a mantra, that you chant to yourself every day saying, come what may, I will become this. Come what may, I will reach there. So that's my advice, and literally tell yourself every day. And as it is, it's a well-known rule, like whatever you give out in the universe, you manifest it. Basically, just manifest your own dreams and desires, and the universe will obviously give it back to you. So that is my advice. And the third one is practical tips. Okay, always be in shape, because no matter how changing or ever changing the industry is, we will always be stereotyped in one thing, saying if you go out of shape, again, the people who come along with a surname and tag have the privilege of going out of shape and still staying in the industry. People like us, who do not come with a tag, we always have to be at our top and best selves, or else the day the looks go, the body goes, no one is going to take you. You don't have a godfather. If you don't have a sugar daddy, that's definitely not going to happen. So my topmost tip is always treat your body as a temple and keep it fit.
That's great, Kushi. And that was Eat for all of you. And that's what the Coffee with Models show is all about. I'm concluding it here. But before that, Kushi, we've got some surprise gifts for you from our associates.
That is so sweet of Coffee with Models. See, it's like, you can't let us go, na?
Right.
इतना मेहनत किया तो कुछ तो फल मिलेगा.
We are generous people.
Oh wow.
Super.
Wow. I'm excited. What all is this?
A gift voucher worth rupees 2,000 from Couples Academy in Savo.
Oh wow. Thank you so much.
A gift voucher from Avior Resorts.
Wow. So that's a holiday voucher that I get?
Yes.
Wow. So after answering all the questions, I can finally relax.
Yes.
Okay.
And Kushi, you are already very pretty.
Thank you.
To make you look prettier, here is something from Nature for Nature.
Alright.
A product which is made from all natural ingredients.
Natural ingredients. Yeah. Very important for a model. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Please take it and use it.
Yeah.
And this is from Coffee with Models.
Wow.
A gift.
It is very heavy.
Yes. And we do not stop here.
Oh.
We've got a portfolio worth rupees 50,000
Oh,
free
wow.
from Focus Studio.
So where is the voucher for that?
अपनी जबान पे क्या खुशी की खुशी को तो हम देख ही सकते हैं, लेकिन हमें खुशी होगी जब आप लाइक करेंगे और कमेंट करेंगे अपने जो भी एक्सप्रेशन है. Please keep watching Coffee with Models, and we are here to share the experience of our celebrity guest. Thank you so much, Kushi. Once again, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And before I go, I would definitely like to thank Coffee with Models. And I have to point this out that I love your tagline, which is fame your name. So, I don't think iske aage we need to even say anything. And thank you so much for giving us non-tagged people the opportunity to come and just voice our experience and our opinions to the world. And even if we can make like 1% of difference, it will be my privilege. So I thank you so much, and thank you so much for making me feel like a celebrity who's on the top of the world today.
Great.